In today's tutorial, you will need a UV lamp, your nail tip, your gel polishers, top and base coat, a palette, a dotting tool and a lint-free wipe. If you are going to attempt to do these nails, make sure harmful objects like polish or acetone are kept away from animals or children. Work in a clean area to prevent spillage. Make sure to stay in a well-ventilated room. If you are under 16, you need parental consent to use nail art equipment. Hi everybody, in today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to do flowers and hearts using dots. So we're going to firstly start off by using our base coat, and we're going to just do a very thin layer of this. Like so, and then we're going to put the lid back on quickly, and then put the nail tip into the UV lamp for another 60 seconds. Okay, so once that is done, we are going to do our base. So we are going to be starting off, like the first one we will be doing is going to be the flowers. So we're going to start with our base colour. I'm just going to be using a pink, but you can use any colour you'd like. If you need to do a second layer when I am moving on to the doing the flowers, you can just pause the video and cure it for the second time. Okay, once that is all done, you're going to put this back into the UV lamp for another 60 seconds and put the lids on. So whilst that is curing, you're going to grab the colour that you'd like the flowers to be. So today I'm going to be doing blue. So you're just going to do a nice big dot here. And for the dotting tool, I am using a double-sided one where there's one small side and then there's one medium-sized dotting one. You can use any sizes that you want, but this is just the sizes that I'm using for this tutorial. Okay, now once that is done, you're going to grab your small sized dotting tool and you're going to just lightly dip it into the little blob of colour. You need to try and not get a lot, but you need to get enough that there is some on the dotting tool. Now you can place these dots wherever you want. I'm just going to be placing one in the corner right here, one right in the middle, and then one in the corner here. Okay, then after that we're going to grab our bigger size dotting tool and again lightly dip it in, but make sure that you do get some polish on it. And then from there you're going to leave some space and then you're going to do a line up and then again leave some space to do a line down, and then over here another line across, and then same with the little one down here, but one line up, one line across. And then for the middle one, it's going to need a line up, across, down, and then across again. And remember, if you've done them a bit too thin, you can make them as thicker as you'd like. Okay. Once you are happy with how it looks, you're going to put it into the UV lamp for another 60 seconds. And whilst that is curing, make sure to get yourself a lint-free wipe and just wipe off any excess off of the dotting tool. Once that is done curing, you're going to grab your top coat and do a thin layer like you did with the base coat all over the nail. This just makes it more glossy and less sticky. And after you've done that, you're going to put it back into the UV lamp for another 60 seconds. And also, whilst you're waiting, make sure to wipe off any nail polish you've got still on, otherwise it will dry up and then you'll have a splotch of nail polish on your palette. And once that is done, you should have yourself a nice flower nail. Okay, so now we are going to be doing the hearts, the dots. So you're going to start with your base coat again. So you're just going to do a thin layer of base coat. Like so, and then you're going to put this into the UV lamp for another 60 seconds. And don't forget to do your lids up. Okay, now once you're done with that, you're going to do the colour that you're doing for the base. I'm going to be doing the dark pink again. And again, if you need to do a second layer, then when I am moving on to doing the hearts, make sure to pause the video and then play it when you are ready. And once you are happy with how the base looks, you're just going to put it into the UV lamp for another 60 seconds. Whilst you're waiting for that to cure, you're going to grab the colour that you're going to do the hearts in. I'm going to be doing a nice light pink, and you just need to add a small dot of the polish. And again, you're going to need to use a small size dotting tool instead of a big one, but you can use any size that you'd like. I'm just using a small one for the demonstration. Okay, once you are happy with your base coat, you're going to grab your small size dotting tool and you're going to dip it in. Again, what you did with the flowers, sorry. And you're just going to get a little bit, but not a lot. Okay. Now, wherever you'd like, you're going to do a little dot. And then close to, like, next to it, but quite close, you're going to do another dot. And then you're just going to bring those dots together, like so. And then you should have yourself a little heart. And then same over here. If you do the dots too far apart, your heart might look a little weird. So try and keep them as close together as you can, but make sure you do leave a bit of a space. So it does look like a heart. Okay, and then once you are happy with all of the placements of your hearts, you're going to put that into the UV lamp for another 60 seconds. And whilst that is curing, you're going to grab your wipe and make sure that there is no more polish on your dotting tool, and then wipe off the remaining polish off your palette. Okay, and then after that you're going to do a thin layer of top coat to make it nice and glossy. Once you are done with your top coat, you're going to put it into the UV lamp for another 60 seconds. And then lastly, do your last lid up. Now you should have yourself some flower nails and some heart nails. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial and found it easy to follow. I'll see you next week for some more. Bye!